And I've been wanting to do a story for a long time on Brian Banks, but I kind of wanted to wait on it until I kind of saw how the whole situation played out. So if you guys don't know who Brian Banks is, he was a young African-American man, and he was accused of falsely raping somebody. He had a promising football career. He was one of the star athletes of the football team at his school, and he was falsely accused of rape by a 15-year-old girl, and he did 5 years in prison. And when he ended up getting out of prison, the girl friended him on Facebook. He knew he hadn't done anything to her. She eventually admitted it. So this caused a lot of outrage, and it was just sad that this man had to spend so much time in prison for a crime that he did not commit. He lost his football scholarship. His life was forever altered. But he had since been going to NFL training camps and, working on everything and trying to rebuild his strength and his agility. And as of Wednesday, this past Wednesday, the Atlanta Falcons stepped up and they signed him to an NFL contract. And I, for one, am so happy for Brian Banks. He deserves, in my opinion, nothing but the best. I feel bad for everything he went through. And as a mother of 2 sons, this story definitely hit home. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
He's Brian Banks, the high school football star whose life was derailed when he was convicted of rape, a rape he didn't commit.
And this is the private eye who helped him get a second chance by getting the confession that exonerated him, setting him free.
Well, tonight, the inside story of how Brian Banks got his accuser to admit on hidden camera that she lied about his raping her.
Tonight, the I-Team's Joel Grover joins us with this exclusive story. Joel, it's just remarkable.
It absolutely is. And the man you're about to meet has so far stayed out of the limelight. But tonight, that's about to change. Now, Private Eye Freddie Parrish is telling the NBC4 I-Team how this amazing undercover sting went down that helped make Brian Banks a free man.
I did not know nothing about sex. So.
You're watching never-before-aired video of Juanetta Gibson and Brian Banks in the minutes before her stunning confession that she lied when she said the high school football star raped her 10 years ago.
This camera right here was in a plant.
This is the man who helped Banks get the now famous confession on hidden camera. Private investigator Freddie Parrish.
There's only one chance to get the goods. I mean, you got to make it right the first time.
Parrish's son played football with Brian Banks at Long Beach Polytechnic High in 2002, the time Juanetta Gibson made her false rape accusation. Gibson's family got $1.5 million settlement from the school district, and Banks got 5 years in prison and 5 more on parole, shackled with an ankle monitor.
So I know I'm not behind bars, and I know I'm not locked up right now, but I'm still very much incarcerated.
Then last year, Brian Banks got a Facebook friend request from Juanetta Gibson.
Mr. Banks called my son, Freddie, and asked him, what should I do? My son naturally says, hey, you got to call my dad. He'll help you with this. Once I was able to read the case, there was no doubt in my mind that this young man was innocent.
Parrish devised a plan to clear Brian Banks' name. He wired his office.
We had a pin like this
with hidden cameras
sitting in this pin holder,
and with microphones.
We had put the audio device in that tree right there behind me.
The Private Eye suggested Banks first invite Gibson to his office for a friendly chat about their past.
I lost all the scholarships, everything.
Brian Banks asks Gibson for help in clearing his name.
I will go through with helping you with that.
But she's afraid of losing all that money from her settlement.
All that money they gave me, I don't want to have to pay it back. All that, because that will take a long time.
Now comes the hard part. Banks had to convince Gibson to come back the next day and talk to the Private Eye who was helping free him.
I needed to get her to basically recant everything that she said that Brian did 10 years ago. If I let this man down, I would have to live with that the rest of my life.
The mood in the room was light, but Investigator Parrish's questioning got heavy.
When did you refer to it? Was it after him, before him, after him?
Now the big question. When she said those things, what did you say to yourself?
Wow, I got it.
It was the key evidence that Banks' lawyers from the California Innocence Project needed to go back to court, and that undercover video got Brian Banks' rape conviction thrown out. Banks' lawyer, Justin Brooks.
Well, the videotape is a slam dunk in the sense that she's recanting her testimony. She's specifically saying that he did not rape her.
Parrish has had big celebrity cases and well-known clients, but this assignment had a different kind of payoff.
I had an opportunity to make a difference in a man's life.
And finally, what about Juanetta Gibson, who got all that settlement money after making a false accusation? We asked the DA's office and the school district if they plan to try and recover it. They wouldn't comment. But Banks' lawyer and Private Eye say most of that $1.5 million settlement has probably been spent.
You know, in fact, Joel, a lot of the neighbors and even some friends have come forward saying that money was spent left and right, and on a lot of things, including cars, a lot of cars.
It is thought that she's gone through, or her family has gone through most of them.
Long journey could finally have a dream ending. If you're not familiar with Brian Banks' story, Banks served 5 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. For more on this story, let's welcome in Jay Glazer from Fox Sports and an NFL Network contributor. Jay, great work. What is the latest of Banks' dream of finally playing in the NFL?
Yeah, Brian has had a long journey. He said he was 5 years incarcerated, but then he had the ankle bracelet on. He really got his dream taken from him from a crime, as you said, he didn't commit. And finally today, that the dream is coming true. The Atlanta Falcons, sometimes in life you just got to do the right thing, and today they are. And Arthur Blank, Thomas Dimitroff, Mike Smith, they actually signed Brian Banks today to give him his dream back. He's sitting in the complex right now. Just talked to him. He said, hey, I just passed Cloud 9. I'm on Cloud 10 right now.
You guys just watched both of those news clips, and the whole situation just makes me really upset. One, it's been a whole year since everything initially came out. This woman has not been charged. Her mother has not been charged. They have not been forced to pay back the $150 million they got. People even came out stating that they had spent $150 million in less than a few years. And the reason why she didn't want to come out and admit it was because she was scared she was going to have to pay back the money. It's a sad day and time when we put money on such a pedestal as opposed to human life, as opposed to somebody's reputation and their integrity. I feel like this. If a woman falsely accuses a man of rape, and it comes out that he did not touch her, and especially if he had to do time, she should have to do that time. That 5 years that he had to do in prison, she should be doing them. If she cannot pay back the $150 million, she needs to be sitting her ass in jail along with her mother and whatever adults co-signed this bullshit. This situation is sickening to me because, like I said, I'm a mother of 2 boys, and I would be heartbroken if something like this happened to my kids. We need to learn to start raising our children better. So maybe she had low self-esteem, low self-worth. I don't know. There's no excuse for making a false allegation like that. Accusing somebody of rape when they did nothing to you. He probably didn't even know her. He was popular, and she looked like the lone wolf of the damn high school. For her to do something like that is sickening. They knew that she lied. They knew that there was enough evidence. Everybody was in it for the money, and nobody cared if this young black man's life was forever affected. He was basically thrown in prison for 5 years. God knows what he went through in prison. He could have been raped, beat, whatever. He went to prison as a young child off of some shit that he didn't do. Lost his scholarship. He lost 5 years of his life. That could have been a child that he had in that time. He could have been married, and now he has to, re-pick up the pieces of his life, and this bitch is still chilling. And I think for her to, do what she did, I definitely think that she should do some time. I definitely think that she should be forced to repay the money back. She can't pay back the money, then she should do some time. She should do the same amount of time that he had to do. And it's unfortunate because when women really do get raped, then they get treated like the girl did with the Steubenville case, where people, just treated her like she was trash, didn't care about the fact that she was raped, really didn't believe it, made excuses for the rapist. So when you falsely accuse somebody of raping, you are affecting victims who have really been raped. And that's what I hate the most about women who think it's cute to sit here and file fake molestation charges, fake rape charges. There are so many women out here who have been raped, who have been molested, who have been through stuff genuinely, and for somebody to make up a story and then to be compensated and it comes out that it's a lie, that makes me sick to my stomach. Anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the entire situation. Do you feel like she should have to pay back the money? Do you feel like she should go to jail? What do you feel should happen to this woman? Because it's been a whole year and nothing has happened to her. She has not even been brought up on any type of charges, which I think is utterly ridiculous. And how do you feel about Brian, lucking up and signing with the Atlanta Falcons? So go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. All right, deuces.